Well, it's Uncommon Fossil today, talking about another Regidrago V-STAR deck. Today's deck features Forretress EX as a more reliable way to power up the Regidrago V-STAR. The downside to this build, well, first off, you'll see we're giving up 2 prizes just for free to our opponent. And then the deck has no engine, so it is a bit of a draw and hope deck. But I will say 2 things. First, that means getting the right 60 is really critical with a deck that's really where you're drawing into the cards you need. And I'm pretty close, I think, to the 60 that needs to be here first. And secondly, as I've played the deck almost always comes through. It's very solid in terms of getting the cards you need in hand. So there's some nervousness, I will say, when I played it, but it's coming through most of the time. This may be the best way to play Regidrago V-STAR. Take a look at the deck and see what you think about it. So Regidrago V-STAR, if you didn't see the other video, just want to go over it briefly. 280 HP, no weakness as a dragon-type Pokemon. Apex Dragon attack for Grass, Fire, and you choose the attack from a Dragon Pokemon from your discard pile and use that attack. We have a nice little mixture of attackers to copy from, so that's good. And then it's got this Legacy Star ability. During your turn, you may discard the top 7 cards of your deck and put any 2 cards from your discard pile into your hand. Those aren't restricted to the 7 cards you discarded, but any cards from the discard pile. This certainly helps us set up as well. So it definitely helps with the consistency of the deck. So we do play the V, obviously. We have to play the V. It evolves from that, and the V is an attacker worth keeping in mind. Celestial Roar is not really what we want to use. 1 colorless. You discard the top 3 cards of your deck. If any are energy cards, they get attached to this Pokemon. You're hoping you don't get knocked out if you use that. That's really not great. But Dragon Laser is a nice attack, either Regidrago V itself using it or the V-STAR copying the attack. There's matchups where this is the better attack. It does 130 damage. Which is okay. We'll knock out certain things. That does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So if 130 knocks out the active, doing a little bit of spread is always a bonus. So keep that in mind. As I mentioned here, we had Forretress EX, so I'll jump to that next. It's got exploding energy. It's a stage 1 EX 270 HP, so decently tanky. Then ability exploding energy. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 5 basic grass energy cards. That is great with a deck like this. And then you attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. Then you shuffle your deck. If you search your deck in this way, this Pokemon is knocked out. So that's a decided downside to utilizing Forretress EX. Excuse me, putting in a cough drop just to keep things going here. But it really is much more reliable than Gardenia's Vigor. You know, as long as you do it early in the game, you're going to have those grass energies in the deck. They're not going to be discarded yet. You're pairing up your Regidrago V-STAR turn 2 very consistently. You still need to find the the fire energy, and attach it manually. That is true, but you have 2 turns to do that. The turn you play the Regidrago V, and the turn you use the Forretress EX. So I do get that most of the time. Let's look at the attacking options we have. And then the Pineco is in the deck also as the basic single prizer that the EX evolves from. Just a 2-2 line there. Hope if a Pineco is prized, that's not ideal because I really do want to play both of them for it to be guaranteed that I can use the ability on one. And then everything else is 2 prizers, so I don't care about the second a 1 prizer getting knocked out. It doesn't improve the prize trade for my opponents. That single prize Pokemon get knocked out doesn't matter. So getting into the Dragon Pokemon, similar to the other deck, Duraludon VMAX, 220 damage, hits through effects, very good, very, very good. We have Dragonite. Again, that helps us power up a second Pokemon if need be. It does 180. And you search your deck for up to 3 basic energies, attach them to your Pokemon any way you'd like. So particularly, we got to get that fire energy on, so it helps with that. It's there when needed, for sure, is useful. Noivern EX, which really makes the deck a lot better from Paldea Evolved. Noivern EX, it has 2 attacks. Covert Flight, does 70, but then the Pokemon's immune to damage done from attacks from basics, so that will win matches or cause your opponent a lot of trouble for sure. And then Dominating Echo 140, and then your opponent can't play any special energy or stadiums from hand. So if they're playing Mew without Fusion Strike and Elisa Sparkle, they have a lot of trouble, right? How are they going to get those energies in play? If you can just stream that attack, you'll win the game. Giratina VSTAR, the big attacker, lost impact, does 280. You have to put 2 energies attached to this Pokemon into the lost zone. So that's where a Forretress EX accelerates 5 energies. You only need 4 on 2 different VSTARs. So that 5th energy, that's one you can discard. We've lost impact, so that helps there. And then Goodra VSTAR, 200 damage, and then the Pokemon takes 80 damage less the next turn. So a very nice set of attacking options for sure. That's really, this set of attackers is really what makes Regidrago VSTAR appealing, right? It's not the simplest to set up, but when it does, it's really strong. We're playing 7 grass energies. We got to get 4 in play. We can accelerate 5 with Forretress EX, and then 4 fire energy. I know I'll discard 1 or 2, but still have to get 2 attached, or else we can't attack like we want. Going through the trainers here, 1 Trekking Shoes just to dig a little bit, maybe get a Pokemon in the discard pile. 1 Raihan, accelerate energy from the discard pile. That may be what's needed to get that fire energy into play and search your deck for any 1 card. Escape Rope is a switching option. I think we play Switch also. Yeah, we do. 1 Serena can discard 3 and draw out 5 in hand, or gust up an opponent's bench V Pokemon. Both options are useful in its deck. 4 Nest Balls. We just need to get those Pokemon in play turn 1. We really want on turn 1 2 Pinecos in play and 2 Regidrago Vs in play. That's really important. Turn 1, getting those 4 Pokemon in play. So we play 4 Nest Ball and 4 Battle VIP Pass to make that happen. 1 Temple of Sinnoh. We want to bump Path because we have to use our ability, right? Have to. Without Forretress EX, we cannot get our Regidrago VSTAR powered up. And certainly this stadium causes trouble to opponents. We could even play a second copy of this. I wouldn't mind that just to help bumping Path. And it is good for some matchups. 4 Research, just want to set up, as I said, 4 Battle VIP Pass. 1 Adventurer's Discovery, search your deck for up to 3 Pokemon V. So they can be basic Vs, or the V-Stars, or the VMAXs, whatever we need. Getting those in hand is really good. We play down the one or 2 we want and discard the rest with Ultra Ball. 2 Bosses Orders, 2 Path to the Peak, because that just causes a lot of trouble to a lot of our opponents. 4 Iono. Iono is great in this deck because we're giving up 2 prizes, ideally on turn 2. So getting our opponent down to 4 cards in hand turn 2 will cause them some trouble. 1 Super Rod, recover Pokemon and or basic energies. 1 Defiance Band. A lot of lists play Choice Belt, which hits 30 extra to Vs, but this does 30 to anything as long as you're behind on prizes. I figure, hey, there's a lot of EXs around, so Defiance Band's probably better in a lot of cases. And with Forretress EX, we're giving up prizes early. We're going to be behind a lot of the time. Defiance Band is useful. 4 Ultra Ball, search for Pokemon, discard 2 cards, and 1 Switch card. So I think a solid set of cards. And like I said, you're a bit drawing and hoping, but most of the time, I do find I'm hitting what I need. So let's see how this deck works. All right, so we'll see how things go here. Hopefully the deck sets up. Hopefully I play well. Honestly, the deck works pretty well. I do have my... I find that somehow this deck throws me off a little bit. I make some misplays with this deck for some reason. I don't know. I mean, obviously I can make misplays. Something about this deck that's just throwing me off my game. Which I find there's certain decks where I just make misplays. I've still confused the Regidrago VSTAR and the Giratina VSTAR. Why do I do that? I mean, I know the difference, right? I just have to slow down with this deck because I make these silly mistakes. I tried to use Adventurer's Discovery to get Forretress EX, and obviously the ones. So I want to use both Battle VIP passes. I want to thin the deck as much as possible. take a quick look through a little bit. Right, I could play the Regidrago from hand. Well, I can't now because I tossed him down. So I want to get another Pineco down. So this is a very nice start to the game. I'll just end turn. Could have attached Defiance Band to one of my Regidragos. I don't have energy, though. I need to hit fire energy next turn. So that's not ideal. I'll have to kind of think through what I want to do. I have the V-Star ability to utilize, right? Which I had, assuming I don't get disrupted, right? I could just play down Regidrago, V-Star, and use Legacy Star. That might get me my Forretress EX. That might get me my fire energy, because I have to have fire energy to attach this next turn. I have to do that. I have to evolve to Forretress EX, and I need a fire energy to attach. Then I can attack. Right? I mean, I need to get some Pokemon in the discard pile, too, to attack with. I can discard a Regidrago V as an option up against Rayquaza, so that's an interesting one. So that's all right there for sure. A Temple of Sinnoh is going to be a nice play. So I assume I can attack with him. I'm going to use my V-Star power. See what I get in the discard pile from it. So hit the fire energy. That's awesome. Let's see, what else do I need? I haven't supported, so Iono would be nice too, right? Iono's good. Although Iono gets some more cards in hand this turn, so I probably don't do that, but what do I have? So I'll grab Adventurer's Discovery. Okay. Because I need to get down, let's see, I need a Forretress EX, but, which is okay. So that goes there. I'll Ultra Ball for him. So Duraludon. Ooh, okay, so my other Regidrago is prized, right? My other Regidrago V-Star, that is. So, okay, I should have paid attention to that, shouldn't I? So toss these two. Grab my Forretress EX. Maybe I should have utilized the Iono just to get some cards. Maybe I was too greedy not doing the Iono, right? So I will blow you up. Do I have my Rod on the deck, by the way? I have Rod, so that's my only recovery. I'm just thinking through. I've got to get... So what do I have to choose from? I do have the V, so I can ping the bench if I wish to. He blows up. There's that delay in the game's weird. I'm going to have to get a fire energy attack accelerate to him. I don't have the single prize guy in the discard pile. So I think I want to toss Defiance Band here. I'm going to want to... Do I want to... I think I want to just ping on the Arceus, I think. Gives me some options, I think. 130 takes the knockout. I think I want to put 30 onto Arceus. Gives me options with attacking the Arceus. Oh, so I hit the Regidrago V-Star, though. That's really nice there. I blew up the Forretress EX, so I have that Pineco sitting on the bench, but I don't care. They can knock him out. They can gust him up. I don't care. I mean, if they try to gust stall win, I care about that. I could have put a grass energy on the Pineco, perhaps, but, if I utilize Giratina's attack, I need energies to... No, for that, it doesn't matter. Actually, I can discard from anybody, so probably putting on the Pineco is the better play. So... Right now, they're going to attack with the V. Okay, they'll evolve to the V-Star. They'll grab a Stadium, right? Might get Path, which doesn't matter because I'm out of abilities. I mean, I could blow up my other Forretress EX, but that would be just dumb at this point. So I'm not going to do that. And I use my V-Star power, so I don't have any abilities I'm going to use. So we'll see what happens here. So they're at. So what's the energy situation here? So I think I can take them out, right? With Duraludon's attack. The problem I have is that I don't have a fire energy in hand, so that's still a concern for sure. They're not going to knock out my active Regidrago V-Star this turn. Searching for 2 cards, they need to bump the Stadium, or they can't attack now, right? Because they have the V-Star and it takes 3 energies. So Magma Basin, which is what they want. Charizard, which will be the one from Go. This is the Go one too. I'm not sure if there are other Charmanders in the format now, but it's the Charizard that doubles fire energy, right? I believe. So that really helps them out a lot. Probably want to take these 2 prizes here, and then all I have to do is fight through. Okay, put the energy there. Now Rayquaza, I have to discard energy from the Rayquaza, or they do for the Rayquaza attack. So I guess they can finish off my V-Star without too much difficulty. Let's see what I draw, if I have any options this turn. So I need a fire energy, obviously, desperately. I'm nothing I can bench. All right, so I have Raihan, I have Research, I have Iono, 2 fires, Rod. Okay, just taking a look at my options here. So I want to evolve him. He's at 250, so I think I want to take the prizes here. Then they're a bit in a tricky spot after that, I think. So let me take. So what are my attack options here? So 250. And I want to take the knockout. So take 2 prizes. Gets me hopefully some useful cards too, right? Because I've got to get that fire energy. So Trekking Shoes, good. Serena, good. I could discard my whole hand. With those cards. I can't one-shot the Rayquaza, so that's where they're going to take out my Regidrago V-Star this turn, right? I'm at 100 HP. They're doing right now, their ability is nice, right? They discarded the Armarouge, right? They need Armarouge, right? To accelerate, so that's the thing. Oh yeah, the Magma Basin couldn't. Silly, I was being so dumb there. Magma Basin obviously could only go to Charizard. It can't go to Rayquaza because it's not a fire Pokemon. So Radiant Charizard, who's scary, and he can one-shot me, right? That is scary. That might be how they could win the game with the Radiant Charizard, so that makes sense. They need a choice belt. So Defiance Band helped, and I attached to the right Regidrago V, so that's good to see too, right? Attacking with it because it helped get the knockout that last turn. So doing the 30 to the Arceus V was correct, and then I took him out. So they only had to discard 1 energy. That's right, because it's 80 plus 20. So But now he cannot take out this guy, but right now I can't even attack with him. So let's see what happens here. See what I get. All right, that's a nice card, Raihan. I probably utilize that. Oh, Path is beautiful. It is beautiful. So now fire there. What do I want to do here? I'm at 3. I think I want a boss, right? Because boss will give me boss for game next turn, I think, as an option. So throw down the path, and I just attack. You can't. I think I want to make myself tanky, right? I can't take the knockout here. I believe I have Goodra, right, in the discard pile. 200 Rolling Iron, that is the one I want. So that you can't take me out next turn. I don't believe. I mean, they could rope boss me. They could double rope too. That's the downside to having one bench Pokemon is double rope or rope boss, right? If the Pineco wasn't in play, I'd only have the Regidrago V-Star in play, and all right, so I have boss. Serena actually does the same thing. I should actually, that was a mistake grabbing the boss, wasn't it? Because Serena gets the VL. So now I'm less likely if I get Iono'd to get the card I need. That was a mistake. I wasn't thinking that through, right? Should not have grabbed the boss. Serena gets the VMAX, right? It gets any V Pokemon. So I already had the Gust for the Rayquaza in hand. Leave the boss in the deck so that I might draw into it. Should have grabbed something else with Raihan. Bad mistake on my part. I wasn't thinking through what was in my hand. So at this point, I have game in hand. They can't knock me out. So they're going to retreat. Understandable. Set up a single prizer so that I can't win here. What's his attack do if he attacks? All right, doesn't really matter. It does 10 to me, which it does 0. Accelerates a fire to that Pokemon, which he could do. I don't know if he will, but I have boss. They don't know that, right? I grabbed that with Raihan, so they don't know what's in my hand. They haven't played supporter, I don't believe, for turn. They could share and... No, they can't share and scare. That's for Arceus. All right, so my turn. I have game easy peasy, so I will just call you up and take you down. So I will Rolling Iron. Boom, 400 damage. Take my 3 prizes. So you saw the deck. You're right. That was a good example of the deck, the way the pieces just, it comes together, right? I was scared at certain times. Was I going to be able to get the pieces I needed? Yeah, you know what seems to happen? The pieces fall into place. I think the deck build is pretty, which I think is partly luck, but I also think it's a pretty solid deck build, that there's multiple ways to get the pieces I want. That V-Star ability is super good for this deck. You don't dismiss it at all. Don't think it's of no importance. It really is good with the deck, right? That Legacy Star, different ways to get the energy. You know, playing that one Raihan, boom, I had it. One Serena, useful. One Adventurer's Discovery. These one-ofs work out. You get enough things often enough, and I really do like the deck. It's a strong option. You know, even Trekking Shoes that game got me the pass to the peak. So a bit, so lucky, yes, I get that, right? One Trekking Shoes hits me one of my 2 paths to the peak, which helps in that matchup. So fortunate, but it's a deck that just seems to set up more often than not. So give it a try. Let me know what build you think is the best build for Regidrago V-Star. And it might be the Arceus build also, because that's out there, and that probably is the most consistent build. You just have this Arceus in play that I'm not sure that I really like that. But you do have Sharon's Care to get rid of it, hopefully. So Give the deck a try for sure. If you already picked up Regidrago, then Forretress EX is a real interesting card. Get that and give the deck a try, and good luck. Take care.